So you don't need a big loan, you don't need a fancy building or a $25,000 startup fund to open a daycare. I started mine with under $5,000 in a space that used to be a flower shop. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to do the same thing without cutting corners or getting in trouble with licensing. If you're serious about opening your next childcare business in 2026, this is where you begin. And listen, tax season is coming. If you've been praying about starting your center, it's on your vision board. This is your sign to turn that refund into your first classroom. So, hi, I'm Tara, and welcome to Daycare Startup School. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can start your childcare center with under $5,000. The same way that I did. After 20 plus years in this industry, I've learned what actually matters and what wastes your money and how to open fast without getting overwhelmed. Let's get into it. So let's set the record straight. Most people fail before they even start, not because they don't have the money, but because they think they need more than what's actually required. I've been in this field for 20 plus years, teacher, director, trainer, consultant, and even a federal level liaison. And the biggest mistake I see is this: folks overbill before they're ever licensed. So hear me clearly. Starting small is not unprofessional. It's strategic. Starting lean keeps profit high and stress low. It's how you open quickly without drowning yourself. Now, here's where people mess up. They spend where they don't need to spend and ignore what truly matters. So let's break this down step by step. Take out your pen and paper. You're going to want to take notes on this. Step one. So the first thing you must do is decide your model. That's free. So with under $5,000, your two best options are either a family childcare home, which is your most affordable. It's done inside your home, or a micro preschool. This could be 2 to 3 hours a day, or it could be starting a small program that only service maybe 10 to 15 children. So choosing your model up front protects your bank account and it stops you from buying equipment you'll never use. Okay. Step two, licensing and your fire requirements. That's about $300 to $750. This is not the scary part though. Your biggest expense will be your fingerprints, your background checks, your application fees, your CPR first aid, home or building safety updates, your smoke alarms, your fire extinguishers, cabinet locks, those kind of things, fencing. But you do not need to renovate your whole house or your building. You only need to meet the safety requirements, and that's it. Okay? Let's move to step three, your curriculum and your daily materials. That's about $500 to $1,000. Now, this is where people overspend because Instagram has lied to them, right? Here's what you actually need. You're going to need books. Literacy is a big deal. So we're going to need books. We're going to need some manipulatives, right? That's like your puzzles. We're going to need some art supplies. That's your paints, your construction paper. You're going to need some storage bins. Where are you going to put the things in? You're going to need some shelvings because you got to put the bins on some shelves. The toys just can't sit on the floor, right? And then you're going to create a simple daily routine. So notice what I didn't say. I didn't say you need things from Pinterest. You don't need a $600 light table. You don't need a $1,500 commercial furniture order. Start with what you use every day. Simplicity keeps you compliant and profitable. Okay, let's move into step four. Equipment plus your environment. That can range up to $2,000, from $1,000 to $2,000, right? We're talking about lean, safe, and licensing approved. These are your rugs, your child size tables, your shelves, your safety gates, your changing station if you need it, your nap mats, your fencing, and your simple outdoor materials like your plate, what you're going to use outside for play. Now, this is a pro tip, and I say this as someone who has set up dozens of classrooms and has operated centers, as a director, and has also owned my own childcare center. Facebook Marketplace is your best friend. Teachers retire every day. Centers close every day, right? Or they downsize. You can stock up a whole classroom for 20% of the original cost that it would take, right? Okay, let's move into step 5. Policies, your contracts, and your parent handbooks. $0 to $100. This is where beginners skip ahead and then they regret it, right? Now, this is very important. You must have clear tuition rules. You must have a late pickup policy. You must have a medication policy if you're offering to help with medication. You must have an illness policy. You must have enrollment forms. This protects your business, it protects your money and your peace. So if you want the exact bundle I use, I'll link it in the PDF below. In a PDF below. If you want the exact bundle I use, I'll link it in the PDF below. Okay, that's it. Step 6, let's move on. Marketing before you're open. Very important because you want to gain a wait list. That's $0 to $200, right? If you don't use this big marketing firm. So here's your secret weapons. Parents make decisions early. They don't wait until opening day. Start building your wait list now. You can post on local Facebook group. You can post on your Nextdoor app. You can create simple landing pages. You can offer a founding family promo. Put out yard signs and share sneak peeks of your space as you're preparing it on your social media platform. Now let's talk about total cost breakdown. Here's your realistic under 5,000 startup plan. Okay, so licensing, I'm giving you an overview now. You have your licensing plus your trainings, that's $300 to $750. You have your environment and your equipment, that's $1,000 to $2,000. You have your curriculum and your materials, that's $500 to $1,000. You have your policies and your templates, that's $0 to $100. You have your marketing and your signage, that's $0 to $200. So your total cost, when we add everything up, is about $1,800 to $4,050, just depending on how and what you spend your money on. So you're starting lean, you're starting smart, you're starting strategically, and you will still have room for unexpected costs because you never know what unexpectedly something may happen. Now, let's talk about what to avoid. Let me save you some headaches. Don't rent a building right away. But this is the caveat. If you do find an affordable space, just make sure it's zoned for preschool and negotiate your lease, right? I found a space that was near like a gas station. It was a highly visible space. It was a plant shop before, and I thought that was a pretty visible area, a great place to have a preschool. So I opened. It was formerly a plant shop, so I turned that plant shop into a small, profitable child care center that I was able to sell later. And so that particular building could only hold 25 children. So it was starting small, but I started lean. And I think as newbies, that's the best way to go. Don't buy commercial playground equipment. You don't need it. You don't need the big fancy commercial playground equipment. Don't model your setup after big high budget centers. Your model is small and mighty, right? Don't compare your beginning with someone else's middle. Lean is profitable. Lean is sustainable. Lean gets you open faster, right? So if you've been sitting on this dream thinking you need tens and thousands of dollars, you don't. You just need a plan. You need a checklist and someone who has been in this industry long enough to help you skip the money traps. You can absolutely start your center with under $5,000 or your program, whether it's in the home or you have a micro preschool. And I'm here to help you and walk with you step by step. If you want my exact startup checklist and the under $5,000 sample budget and the templates I use when I first opened my center, grab the PDF in the description. And if you're ready for the step-by-step support to get licensed, set up your classroom, and open doors with confidence, join my License and Launch course. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode.